Hello and welcome back to SwiftL7 Gaming. I am SwiftL7. I'm trying to get the game to show up on your screen. There it is. It takes just a moment. We are in American Truck Simulator, and you'll notice I am making a new profile. So this episode, or this series, is starting on June the 7th, 2025. I'll probably post it later today. This first episode is going to be all about setting up our settings, pretty much. We are playing with mods, so this is not vanilla, but these mods are relatively easy and available to get. We do have all of the DLCs except for like maybe one paint DLC, which I just don't particularly care for. So we're going to jump right into this. If you are new to American Truck Simulator, you can use this as a quick start guide for 2025. I'm just going to go right into it. Yes, there are mods, so things will be slightly different, but we will get into that as we go. So let's get our profile picture going up. SwiftOwl 7 Freight is what we're going to be. Put that little button there. And, I always pick the rough-looking old guy, let's scroll down to the bottom and see what's down there. I never go very far down. Yeah, that guy looks pretty good. Okay. What is our favorite truck? We do have some truck mods installed, but we're going to stick with the Kenworth, I think. That is the design we want, right? What are these ones? Mac, yeah, we're going to stick with Kenworth, that's for sure. We are playing with some peripherals. So I do have a steering wheel, the G923. I have the pedals, steering wheel, and the shifter. I do love the force feedback that it has. There are better ones out there, but for the money, this is excellent, excellent immersion. I do have also the sim panel, and I have the more well, I don't want to say expensive, that's what it is, the more expensive one, the upgraded one. I do have the CB mic on the side, and as we play American Truck Simulator, there are going to be times when we start out just playing by ourselves in our own world. We will join convoys, we will run our business, we will have some friends join us in convoys, and we are using Realistic Economy mod. So I'll get you the exact name of that. Let's pick our logo here. We're just going to be the paper airplane. Boy, they really have. Enter the name. Oh, our name should be SwiftOwl7. Okay. And then our company name is going to be Swift Owl Freight. Did I accidentally hit my caps key? So my keyboard is a little off-centered, so I'm trying to reach across my desk. Okay. Map module. We have all the maps, so I'm not quite sure what that is about. That's fine. Okay. We're going to go ahead and click Create. We need to go into... We're going to continue career. Oh, no, we're not. We're not. Back. We're going to go into mods. I just activated all these mods, and apparently I have to do it again. Activated them on the wrong profile. So, our first mod that we're going to be activating is right here, LLCC Mega Map Part 5. This one is one that you have to have all DLCs to run. This is going to give us Mexico, a little bit into Canada. I don't think it goes quite to Alaska, but there is a add-on for that. It gives us the East Coast, and but you do have to have all the DLC for this mod, okay? The next mod we have to load in a specific order. So we need the Left Lane Mega version 4.2. This is for a server that I really enjoy. And Left Lane Mega. Let's see if we can find it. Left Lane Mega version 4.2. And it's for the left lane server, and it is one of my favorite server right now anyway. We're going to do the temp hotfix, which really is not a temp hotfix. It's more of a permanent hotfix. We'll do the 1.50 hotfix, and then we need the LLCC skin pack version 3. That's version 2. There's version 3. They do update these. Follow them on Discord, and you can download these right from Discord. Be careful when you download things, this particular, because it's not on the workshop. You are downloading. You do click download or save files, but you have to know where to click, because as many of you already know, a download button doesn't necessarily mean download. Sometimes those trick people. We're going to go ahead and add our trucks in. And I went through and I just grabbed the top rated trucks of all time. So, you know, I really don't know what we're going to be getting. I did grab some accessory mods. Some of these things we cannot use in LLC Convoy, so we'll have to make a custom truck for that and save our profile. But, you know, you won't notice that too much on your end as much as I notice it on mine. We're just going to throw this. So we are using the more realistic economy mod. I'm really looking forward to this because I find ATS very easy when it comes to economy. So I definitely wanted that. So that should be our load order. I don't think we need to change anything else. These ones right here, 1 through 5, are the most important. And that is the order that is to be loaded in. So hopefully we don't have any problems. I am not streaming this right now just in case we do have problems and I have to go back and re-record the beginning again. So I want to make sure I tell you guys right the first time. Options. We are going to need to go into options, but I think, you know, I like going into options. Yeah, we'll do it right here. Okay, we're going to have to reprogram all of our buttons and everything of that nature. So, again, if you're not wanting to go through this, episode 2 is for you. We're going to get through this here, though. And so graphics, I don't really need to worry about that. I'm running a GeForce RTX 4080. I got a i9 14 something K, 14900K, something like that. I don't remember. I'll put my stats in one of my videos, probably not this one, but I will get that to you. So we want everything on high if we can have it that way. And I don't even see image quality. I mean, I just want resolution. I'm sure everything's fine. Sure, everything is fine. Yeah, high, ultra. Okay, we're good. I want to go over to gameplay. We're not doing fatigue simulation. I do want to try to run realistically. However, when we get into playing with convoys with other people, that just gets in the way of things. We will do traffic offense. We will do, just keep that there. Parking difficulty will be always skilled parking. Random road events, we will leave that on for right now. Detours, rain, time zones. You know, as this is expanding, time zones might be... We're just going to keep that disabled right now. Show blockers disabled with caution. That is going to be our barriers, which actually are going to be disabled with one of our mods. I'm not sure which one disables it. So we'll be able to drive anywhere. That's not always a good thing. I mean, transmission type, we are going with the H shifter. And this is where... oh yeah, okay. Trucks physics. You know, I leave a lot of this, you know, exactly what it's supposed to be. We are simulating all these things. We want to be realistic. Uneven surface, cabin accessories, yes. Speed check eliminator, no. Adaptive cruise control, no. Smart cruise, tolerance. Smart cruise, tolerance. I'm trying to determine if I want to do something with that. I think we'll leave that just like that. Is cruise control grid step. We're going to have this just as 1 mile per hour for my build design that I have laid out. Lane assist mode, we don't need that. Blind spot sensor. Sure. Rain sensor, no. Automatic engine start, no. None of this. Automatic blinker off, that makes sense. Engine brake, retarder, anti-lock braking system, traction control, those are standard. Emergency brakes, we want that disabled. Disable that. Okay. Trailer, advanced coupling. We're switching to everything. Trailer, stability. Camera, I'm not worried too much about camera. Interface. Oh, route advisor. I think we're okay right now on most of this stuff. Keys and buttons. Let's get this laid out. Let's first get our controls, okay? So I am doing the Logitech and the Sim panel. That's what I'm doing right now. Now controlling and programming this is a little bit finicky. I am hoping that it's already... I'm hoping that's already... Thinking this is what we want. Is the 10 speed. That's usually what I go with. I want advanced. I want advanced clutch throttle. So the throttle release requires the driver to only release the throttle to split gears with no gear stick movement, and clutch or throttle is a combination of the latter two. We're just going to do clutch press, right? Clutch press. Clutch throttle. Okay, we'll figure that out as we go. We're going to have to figure these things out once we're in game. I don't have any eye tracker on. Okay, now keys and buttons. This is where everything's going to be fun. My question is... Okay, I was just seeing if that overrode certain things. It did not. Oh, I didn't mean to do that. Let's put that back at W. We are going to have to go through and just work on a couple little things, but we will handle that in game, I feel. I do want to see. So cruise. Yeah. Yep. Okay. I have to sign some of these. So modifiers, I'm not worried about that. Throttles, steering. We do have accesses for that. Engine start. We need electricity. Okay. And then we need the engine start stop. Okay, that's my key. Turn that back off right now. Parking brake. Okay. I do have that sim panel, so that's really nice. Wipers. We actually need wipers increase and decrease. So We need to keep that at NA. We need wipers back. Okay, I think I got that. This is going to be our increase. This is going to be our wipers decrease button. Turn signals. That's left, right. That's on the steering wheel. Light modes. So press our light button on our box. High beams. Press our high beam button. Hazard lights. We'll press our hazard button. Horn. This is our small horn, so I use the RSB button on the steering wheel. A light horn, I don't really assign that. I can just flash my high beams if I need to. The air horn is kind of like a menu button on my steering wheel. Beacon is my beacon button. Diff lock, I have a switch for that. Drop lift axle, we have a switch for that. Assistance, cruise control, we have done that. We aren't doing adaptive, but we are going to increase it with this button here. Decrease with this one here. Okay. And I actually have some other buttons I want to use too with that. And resume. That's fine. That's perfectly fine. I know that we switched that there. That's fine for me. Emergency brake. I think this is like, yeah, this is like under assistance, so we don't want that. Gearbox mode, essentially. We're not worried about this because we have the H shifter that we're going to be using. So front suspension. It's up, down, up, down, reset. Trailer. Attach. We have a button for that. Again, a switch. Trailer axles, we have a switch for that too. Toggle manual trailer axle adjustment. You know, I kind of would like to have that somewhere. I'm looking at my buttons set up, and we're going to do just that button right now. Trailer brake. We actually use this as our parking brake, even though we shouldn't. It's our trolley brake is what this is. But the actual red air brake does not work through ATS. You have to use your trolley brake and map it to that, and then it works pretty much like it should. Okay, my mouse has disappeared. Where is it at? Mouse, I can't see you. Okay, can we just hit? There we go. Did that not take? I'm sorry. Okay. It still is not taking, isn't it? There we go. Let back out. Engine brake. So this is going to be our Jake brake. We are going to do a toggle, and that is going to be this button right here. Increase our engine brake. Decrease our engine brake. I don't use retarders. Windows, I do use windows. They are wonderful for changing the sound when you're driving. Open right window. Close right window. Whoops. Didn't want that one. Open left window. Close left window. There we go. Dashboard display mode. I think we want that. I don't think that's actually what we want. I think I might need to switch that. Trip info reset. Let me try putting that there for right now until I figure this out. Route advisors, F3. This is where I like to use this button to cycle through. truck HUD, truck adjustments, camera control. I'm not worried about that. Auxiliary cameras, walking mode. We don't really actually walk in game. Quick actions, world map. You do want to assign it to our map button. Our enter, our activate button. We will assign that. Not too worried about radio. We don't have head tracking. We need to go back up and change one thing, and that is our route advisor. Okay, there we go. I think we are okay. There's a couple things I'm a little confused on, and we will work that out. Our biggest difficulty starting out is going to be we're not going to have a default truck. We have to work our way up. So with the H shifter, it's going to be different for each truck that we're in. We're just going to have to figure it out as we go. I think we can do it. We're going to do one run here just to test everything out. Online accessibility. I do want to check out, this is not what I'm thinking of. Okay. Controls, keys, and buttons. We did that. What I'm looking for. There should be an online convoy, push to talk right here. It's not actually shift. I have a actual CB mic, but that is how that works. So that will be A-OK there. Audio for that is being pulled from. Does this have a custom microphone? Because I don't want to be pulling from the microphone I use for recording. CB radio. I'm not seeing a microphone selection, so that will be, oh, right here. This is talking about our speakers, though, so we're not too worried about that. Truck sounds, we don't want our backup beeper on. We want to turn that off, most definitely. Noise of the flowing air. I would like to have that on, but apparently that is not something that is possible. Okay. There might be one or two settings that we got mixed up, but we're going to go into the game and figure this out. So the idea is, okay, we're going to skip the wizard because we got that set up already. The idea is we just got out of driving school and we're entering into our career, and we're going to try to build our company. We have to work for some companies, save some money up so we can get to level 5, where we'll be able to get a $150,000 loan according to the realistic economy mode. Putting my key in my button box there so I can start our engines when we get in. It's probably going to give us a little bit of a tutorial, which we don't necessarily need that, as many of you know if you've watched before. So we haven't been asked to pick our home base yet. That's probably going to be the next question. And the question really is, where do we want our home base to be? And I'm thinking if this is going to expand all the way to the East Coast, which we know it inevitably will, I think it needs to be central U.S. It just makes sense. So I'm thinking select your headquarters. Okay, and you can see the mods that have opened up different areas for us. But we're going to select Kansas is pretty central. I'm going to pick Garden City. Mainly, we don't need to go through the tutorial, mainly because I live somewhere in this area. So, I am in the western part of the state. Do you want to walk through the tutorial? No. Nope, I don't think we need a tutorial. We're going to confirm our selection, and we're going to hop right on in. Welcome to Garden City. Welcome to American Truck Simulator. Oh, I missed something there. Your own transportation company is now open for business, but sadly you lack money to buy a truck. Yeah, it is pretty sad. For now, you'll have to work for other companies as a driver for hire. Your task is to safely deliver a load of raw milk to Flavor Fair Dock in Hayes. Your employer has provided you with a vehicle and will cover all expenses. Don't let anyone down. Arrive on time. We're going to try to do that. Hopefully... Okay, that's not the right button. I'm going to have to get rid of this. I don't like that on there. And a couple little things. Get rid of our mirrors. We don't need that. Okay. I can see my key does not work right now. So, that's something we're going to have to fix. Are we running? We will have to fix that. Brakes are not working. What is it? Nothing's working? Hang on a minute. We just went through all the controls here and got everything set up, and I know that these things should be working. These are not the things that we did wrong. Let's go back to keys and buttons. I have a feeling they all got reset when we started. Joy 2 missing. Missing. What do you mean it's missing? How do you figure it's missing? Oh, we're definitely there. Okay. I am confused. Control. Here we go. Okay, I got some other stuff connected. I want that and that. Okay. Plus. Okay. I think that will work. Okay. I think we're good. Okay, apparently our key is now our horn. That's great. And it's also our turn signal. Shucks. Tag maggot. Let's go back in here. I think I got things in the wrong slot. We need to at least get things working. This test load is yeah, this is our test load. This is our get everything working load. Let's put this to none. I think these have to be in a certain order, don't they? Can we do keyboard and this, and then try this? Okay, now let's see if that reads right. Yep, okay, there we go. Okay, now, in theory, yeah, those are backwards. I am aware of that. So you can see how this operates our trolley brake. This is our red trailer supply and our parking. That's just how it is. There's not a good way around that. We're going to go ahead and... Okay, that's that button there. I have no clue what that button does, but hey. Okay. Do we have a trailer on? I believe, and I don't have my camera set up either. So if I press this button, we are hooked up and ready to go. Is everything up? Let's do a quick walk around so that our air brakes pop out. And yep. I was just gonna say, do I have everything set up for having free cam? If you don't know how to do that, don't ask me. There's some instructions online. It's pretty easy to do. Do a quick walk around our truck here. Everything looks good. I'm pretty satisfied with it. I'm gonna hop back in the cab. Maybe, possibly. There we go. Maybe. How do you get in the cab now? Well, hang on. We are going to have to do some quick editing on the fly. We're going to scroll down to camera, which is the one thing I said that we weren't going to set up, because I didn't think we needed to. Interior camera. And then our look left, look right. There is the chasing camera, which I want that. Okay. I think that's better. Once we get our own truck, we'll be able to set things up a little bit better. Oh, this is not what I thought. But actually, this is not what I thought at all. Hang on. That's not the buttons I wanted. We're learning together. It's been a long time since I've actually had to set up a new profile. And every profile I set up is just slightly, ever so slightly different. Back down to there. I want a quick look left and a quick look right. Oh. Okay, that went well. A quick look left. Okay, I think this may be it right here. Interior, look left, look right. Okay, I think that works perfectly fine. And then there is another button I do want to press. Camera, steering camera rotation. I do want to have that on. I do prefer that, except for when I'm backing up. I've tried the blinker camera rotation. Don't really care for it. So now we need to assign steering camera rotation. Probably under cameras, as I'm going to imagine. And it's actually not there. It's under assistant. Or was this assistance at? Oh, auxiliary camera, zoom, steering base camera rotation. Okay. There we go. Okay, our wheels looked weird. Did you see that? Let's get out here and just look at that. Yeah, I'm not quite sure why our wheels look like that. Not quite sure at all. Something's messed up there. But we will be okay for right now. We can quickly look. I can't look left. That's left? That is not left to me. This is right for sure. I mean, I want to look left. Oh, figure that out. We'll figure it out. I'm a little confused there. Interior, look up left. I got it. Look left. Okay. There we go. That's great. And I think we're ready to go. Do want to cycle through. That's not the right button. I won't be able to see my cruise, but we're not going that far. Just going up to Hayes. Definitely have some questions about the steering. I'm definitely not going the right way. Fortunately, barriers are off. I need to be going that way. It looks like this is actually a valid way to go. I mean, there are tracks here. Okay, somehow automatic shifting is on. I'm not a big fan of that. But for right now, we will just use it. It will be what it will be. We will fix automatic shifting. Not what I want. But you cannot really see your whip in this stuff, can you? And usually my perspective in the cab is much different, much different than this. I usually pull my camera and seat back and have a wider field of view. That's something we will work on. And what I'll probably end up doing is opening up my main profile and switching things around just a wee bit. Popping over my old profile settings. Does look like I need to turn down the volume, doesn't it? Just a little bit, as I'm looking at my levels for the recording. While we're here at the red light, let me just switch over and just switch this down just ever so slightly for you guys. Okay. I'm noticing some buttons are not working like... Okay. Okay, that is working as intended. Interesting. Well, here I am trying to shift, and it's not working out very well. That's a pretty cool place over there. They have a nice lazy river in it. I haven't been in there yet. Kind of would like to head over and check it out at some point in time, but, you know, I just love lazy rivers. I hear there's another one by the zoo here in Garden, so... might someday head up there and check that out. It's a nice free zoo here in Garden City. I do not live in Garden City, but I do shop in Garden City. Now I'm going to let go of the clutch. I guess I don't need to be using the clutch because I'm in automatic. Okay. So one thing we can pull up here is our profile. We got $250 to our name. So if things go horribly wrong, they're going to go horribly wrong. Make sure wipers work and everything. We got those bound properly. Let's say so. Our hazards bound. Lights. Not sure what this button does. Oh, that's how you remember. Oh, that's what we wanted. We wanted to cycle to our cruise. And I thought there was another button somewhere. You have to watch these guys here. They like to cut you off pretty well. We got our cruise working. It seems to be working just fine. We're going to set her at 68. So on my button panel, unfortunately, even though we have this set for increments of 1, it does 2. And it's just how it is. But on my steering wheel, I can do 1 at a time if we need to. We're just going to set her to 68. Our goal is to be fairly realistic. And in real life, I do about 68 on these roads when it's 65. Once in a while, I get to 70. We're on 50 right now. We should be heading towards... Right, left door. North, aren't we? Hayes is north. We should be heading north. Yep. Oh, we're heading to Dodge? Okay, I don't know where we're heading at. Yeah, this would be heading to Dodge. We need to head north to go to Hayes. I thought that's where we were going. Okay, that's not the right button. That should be kicking off the cruise when I turn that on. It's not. Not quite sure why that didn't kick off our cruise. It actually is probably because we're an automatic. That's my guess on that. We're going to get in our left lane as we go through Dodge, maybe. Or lets us over. What type of horns do we have? So, there's our big horn. We're always going to have that. Unfortunately, one of the things I hate, one of the mods that we have, which is required for the convoy that we will play from time to time, they removed like the default horns and put on that stupid horn. So, I have no clue why they did that, but it will be what it will be. I find it so interesting that we cannot see our hood in this. I feel like we should be able to see our hood, but I totally cannot see it. And we also have some problems. We also have some problems with our truck. The problem can be fixed in the workshop. It is another compatibility issue issue that I know the workaround to it. We can't fix it with these starter trucks. We have to fix it with our owned trucks. So once we get enough money to buy our own truck, we'll be sitting pretty good. So this makes me wonder how close I'm actually to this guy. So I'm just going to pull our hood right up next to him just so I can get an idea of where we are at. Okay. All this map right. Reset that. Everything's mapped right, I think. A couple little things with our H shifter, which I kind of thought was going to cause us problems. I'm so used to the, like a 10 speed. That's what eventually... You stay in there, buddy. You stay in there. I know he's going to try to come over into us. Look at that. Look at that. Okay. We'll have to stop and take some screenshots with some of these historical areas. Truck Simulator is not about the destination. It is totally about the journey. So we can turn that off because that's not even working, is it? Yeah, once we get a new truck, we'll be good to go. We'll be golden. As far as I can see, we're good. But yeah, I'm just used to the 10 speed. It's what I'm used to. It's pattern. I know. I have to look at the other patterns to see what they are. It's obviously 18 speed, and I'm not even sure what buttons I need a program for that. See, I thought I had 8 shifter selected, so I'm very surprised it's an automatic. But again, this first couple runs, these are our test runs. Don't be afraid of these runs. Use them for what they are. They are test runs. Make sure your profile is working as you expect it. I know we have a hood out there somewhere, so we just need to be kind of careful in this truck. Not sure what's going on visually there. Kind of looks like we're riding in a cab over, doesn't it? We don't have the stop sign. Where did we go? Okay, I see which way it's taking us. Whoa! That's a cop, too, trying to pull out in front of us. I just hit something. I think it was a speed bump, maybe. So the only bad thing is starting out again. You can't adjust your seat. You can. I mean, don't get me wrong. You can do all that. And maybe we should have done that. But it's just a pain because every single trip you have to reset yourself. You're in a different truck every single time. Do you have lights on? I think we do. Maybe we don't. There we go. Whoa, stop sign. Okay. Okay, they're liking to spawn in over there. It's unfortunate. We're gonna creep our way out. I see this guy here. He's wanting to turn. He's wanting to turn. I think we're good. So you'll notice that those roads are opened up. I mean, there's no barriers. It's not a road on the map. You know, you can drive down them a couple miles before they disappear and then you fall off the map. But it's really nice, especially in the cities when you're just wanting to pull into a parking lot to turn around, or you're waiting for your convoy buddies. It's nice to be able to pull in anywhere there's a parking lot instead of in an invisible wall. There's our destination up ahead on the right side, it looks like. Look at those sunflowers. I have a friend that, he's a farmer and he's grown sunflowers. He just says, you know, my wife, we grew some sunflowers, and this is a guy that farms thousands of acres. He said there was no money in it. I think we lost money in that deal, so he doesn't grow them anymore. But, I have yet to see a sunflower field. I do see some wild sunflowers growing up in the fields, which are really cool to see. We should be watching our speed. We're right at 65. We're doing good. Our cruise on, actually, as we come into Haze. I'm still not very familiar with all the roads, so I guess this was the way to go. Again, I have no reason to ever go up to Haze. I'm from the East Coast, from Pennsylvania. I've only been out here a couple years, so I'm still learning the area. Kind of hear that. I think it was working, wasn't it? They have a stop sign. Everyone has a stop sign for next. Okay. pull up into here. Okay. Oh man, if we hold our brake down, we go backwards. Okay, we don't want that. I don't know how that didn't happen at red lights already. Okay. Yeah, we have to fix that. We have to fix our shifting pattern here. That's no good at all. No good at all. Right there's where we are going. Driving around us, we can just make this easy for ourselves. Okay. Yep, right over there, right in between those silos. Now, how do we shift to reverse? We're just gonna have to hold down the brake. Is that what we're doing? Okay. Let's turn this off. Well, that's so weird, just holding down the brake and going backwards. Really remember to unstop the wheel. Get in there. Clearing everything, we are. We are looking beautiful. I don't know what button 18 is. We don't want to skip. We don't want to skip. We will never skip unless something goes horribly wrong in convoy mode. That does happen sometimes. Where you get 40 people in your way, or you're all going to the same spot. I'm not joking. We do get some big convoys like that, so... Should be turning green. Whoa, okay. Hitting the brake and we're going faster. Let's pull our brakes on and disconnect the trailer. We'll shut down the truck too. They're gonna want the truck, aren't they? Oh, okay. We're gonna go ahead and we got $109. $109. So we're getting paid by the mile here. For a second there, I thought we crashed. Okay, this is our headquarters. We're back in Garden City, Kansas. That's where our headquarters is going to be. It's pretty junked up right now. Yeah, we don't have anything to park there yet, but once we get our own truck, we will keep our trailers and things there. So, look at that. We need to fix some things. Look how that's glitched out. So right now we need to just get some jobs, but we're going to call it an episode there. I'm going to go into the settings and tweak a couple things, and hopefully in our next episode, things will be working a little bit better. I'm SwiftOwl7. I want to thank you for tuning in. This has been SwiftOwl7 Gaming. We'll catch you later.